Okay, we have our usual. So, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So I thought today maybe we look at two things. One was, why is it important to practice meditation in a group? Why? It's an important question. And what is the difference? Doing it outside, doing it by yourself, or doing it within a group? Depends on the group as well. Can't be just any old group. Has to be a group that understands what meditation and all that kind of stuff's about. And the other part is how easily we can be manipulated and we can be domesticated. And just like you domesticate your cat, your dog, your whatever situation you're in, where you need to domesticate a sheepdog to do certain things at a command. Well, you have the ability to do that because your intellect is greater at being able to study the dog, work out what motivates it, and then give it reward or punishment in order to train it to do certain things, right? That's pretty much what it is. So basically, reward or punishment, and you train the dog to react in certain ways when you blow the whistle or you make a sound, etc., etc. And the reason you can do that to a dog and the dog can't do that to you is because of your intellect and your ability to work how that intellect analysis can be applied to control. That's the key. Applied to control. So the ego is always looking for control, right? Particularly in the culture we're in. It's all about control. We need to be able to control our life. We need to be able to control our genetics. We need to be able to control our gender. We need to be able to control our life. We need everything's about control. And it's like frenetic control. Yeah. We control, yet everything around us controls us. The number of times you go to your telephone, the number of times you check your Facebook, your social media, the fact that when you have a message, that there is an urgency to respond. There's an urgency, gives you a little bit of anxiety. So we become trained. We become trained to the stimulus around us. So you will now notice that there are certain things going on around you which begin to impact the way generally one tended to live, the quality of life. So the quality of life, when it improves, we don't notice it. When the quality of life deteriorates, we notice it. Suffering. It prevents us going somewhere. So people are now starting to complain about certain things, like they were complaining about what was happening a couple of years ago with the pandemic stuff. Now they're complaining about all these roadworks, all these changes going to their domestic living environment, which is starting to impact them. And in terms of impact, it's a deterioration in their quality of life. Yet the change is sold to you that it's going to improve your quality of life. This is the double speak. This is how it works. Those who take control of the language manipulate the meaning of that language. So you will find, for example, electric cars, clean energy. To produce one battery, it takes 30 tons of earth to be removed to find lithium, one battery. All that's used to fuel it, all that's used to create that battery, which is clean, has a mountain of pollution behind it. But those who take control of the language manipulate the way need you to be conditioned, where you need to be moved. Either you're going to be moved towards a political space. The politicians are very good at this. They create, so you will notice then when there's a scandal, some opposition politician will come up with a word that you may not have heard before, or very rarely. Oh, it is um, poppycock. And you say, what? But they've used a word and now they'll play with that word until your worldview changes. Until your worldview changes. That's how it works. So it's domestication. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, the interesting question is, if you can domesticate a sheepdog, which is a very, very clever dog, or a German shepherd, or a Doberman, very clever, or a monkey, chimpanzee, gorilla, you can condition it to communicate to you in your language. Do you think someone could have conditioned you? Do you think that someone is conditioning you? And we talk about waking up. The first element that one needs to wake up to is the fact that the frog, the proverbial frog in the boiling water, doesn't realize it's being boiled until someone takes it out. Those individuals or communities that have had the experience of colonization and the bastardization of their language and culture will recognize the trait, recognize it very quickly. Ah, I know how this happened, but you need to know both sides. So, Indic language at the moment, I mean, just the stupidity of it. For example, the Indic worldview, there is no such thing as religion. There just isn't. It's a lived experience. We don't call it religion because religion is based on a belief. And you can believe in Santa Claus or you can believe in God, whatever you want to do. It's an ego trip. There's no belief there. Yet you will notice all the so called official channels of communication, whether it is Britannica or whether it's Cambridge, the ones that control the language will put it in the category of religion. Nothing to do with us. It's in fact anything, it's called fake. Etara. It's called fake. That's if there's a word for it, it's called fake. So you notice how language can be taken, how cultures can be manipulated. So you can see right now happening with kids, with young children. So this is the way it works. When the Anglo vernacular schools were set up in India, I'll give you that as an example. They studied the population, they created a curriculum, and then they taught the children that curriculum of the culture they studied. But there were changes. So the experts became the ones who were taught, not the ones who were living, the ones who were taught. The same thing is true now where you have these ideologies, woke ideologies or gender ideologies. All of these are based on identity. All of these are based on identity. So, whatever identity you want to condition, you begin to pollute the worldview with those concepts. That's it. And you sooner or later, give it 5 years, that whole generation can't think anything other than what they've been conditioned into. They can't because they don't have a choice. It takes a culture and it completely manipulates it. Completely manipulates it. So if you can do that to a dog, the first thing to wake up to is that that may be done to you. So meditation, the value of meditation is first to step out of our worldview, to begin to see things not as you see them, but as they are. Because you see it through your lens. Whatever your lens is, you see through that. You can't see it in any other way unless you step out of that lens. And to step out of that lens, it takes time. It takes effort, it takes practice, and it takes patience. And this is the basis of meditation. What's the danger of not doing it? What if you're a comfortable rat living in your cage, fed with your cocaine 3 times a day? Life is good. Yeah, you're happy. Why do I need to disturb anything? Going to die anyway. Well, my friend, that it doesn't stop for you. Your death ain't going to stop it. You need to go back and do it again and again and again and again and again until you learn how to step out of it. That's all there is to it. That's the game. The game is that. So meditation is of value provided there is the wisdom that goes with it. Unless you have that, it's really of very little use apart from making the slaves a little bit more relaxed. That's all it is. It's a band-aid. You do it, you come home, and now you don't need to take your wine. Sit down and you do meditation because you've been cultured into saying that doing this is good for me, but you don't know why you're doing it. Right? It's that whole thing is missing. So you see how little bits of knowledge are taken, put together, created into a curriculum, and then delivered. And before you know it, your entire thinking, and entire culture thinking changes. Yeah, just think about it. Think about you and 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago. Whatever your age group is, you will notice that this happens. But this can only happen if someone external is playing the game. They know the rules and you don't because you think you're a smart human being. You're on the pinnacle of human life. That's what it's all about. You can write books and read books and make televisions and stuff, and you're the clever. No, you're nothing more than a domesticated slave that works all your life, don't realize what you're doing, dying to repeat itself. That's it. And the wisdom of every single tradition, if you cut the dogma and the rubbish and all that religious nonsense out, you will find they talk about the same thing. Every single, it's the eternal path. And it's the path. So why do we do it in a group? Because in a group we can share experience. And the most important experience we're going to explore over the next few weeks, maybe, that while we can only we only see things if they are in our proximity. So my phone, my cup of water, the computer, my colleagues, my friends, all of this, they're with me. And when they're with me, I am present to them. Yeah, I'm present to people around me. But have I ever considered that can I be somewhere, no matter where I am, but I am always connected? Can I be present to that which doesn't change and is everywhere? Can I be present to that which does not change and is everywhere? Can I be present to that? And if I can be present to that, then there is a sovereignty. There is an experience of knowing that you, me, and everything else is an emerging happening that isn't solid. You're not a solid entity that's separated, but you are that which is the emergence from that which never changes, which is always present. So we'll talk about that over the next few weeks and expand that. So the interest of meditation with that wisdom, with those understandings, with those conceptual stuff, if we can then experience, if we can taste the experience, then we know this worldview is true. But if we don't experience. If it's not logical, if it's not consistent, and it's not experiential, it simply means that which we're experiencing isn't true. So experience is always true, provided it follows these three things. Push it, button. Sorry, Tom. Yeah. Okay. All right. Shall we just do our experience of our meditation, and then we'll explore this idea of can I be present always there for the next few weeks? Okay, so we want to go through our meditation. So, as usual, this collective meditation that we tend to do um, has great value. And the value is that it allows us to experience a common experience. And that experience may be of peace, maybe of contentment, maybe of tranquility, or something more. So, to begin with, we become aware of our body, closing our eyes, and if possible, closing your mouth. And if you just move your shoulders up, pull them back a little bit, making sure they're not hunched, but they're comfortable. And then notice that your back is straight and upright. And if you just allow your chin to drop a little bit, pull in, stretching the back of your neck. And you take a moment to notice your posture and that it's comfortable. If you need to change it, you change it. And now we're going to do a little body scan. So your intention, what is it that you're doing? You're doing a deliberate scanning of your body to see if you can identify anything that draws your attention. So you're going to begin with the top of your head. And just imagine a hula hoop. And if you imagine this hoop coming down, scanning your body, all the way down. And then take a few moments to notice if it's highlighted anything, a pain, a tightness, an itch, an ache, a discomfort of some sort. And if it has, you simply allow your awareness to notice where it is, location. Okay. Next breath in, you're bringing your focus now down to your seat. And you're going to allow yourself to soften whatever's holding you to hold you. You're not going to go anywhere. Notice your back is straight and upright. And your seat holds you in place. Bring your focus now to the sensations where the seat makes contact with your body. If you find your focus is being distracted, notice the distraction. If there's any commentary, notice the commentary. Bring your focus back to the sensations where your body makes contact with your seat. your awareness to move up so you become aware of your hips. Gently move down your thighs towards your knees. From your knees, you move down towards your ankles. Notice your feet. And bringing your focus to the soles of your feet. Next breath in, bring your focus back to the seat you're on. And we're going to scan the back. Again, as you breathe in, you allow your awareness to move up, scanning the lower back. Remember, you're looking for sensations. An inspection or diagnostics. From your middle back, you move up towards your shoulder blades. From your shoulder blades, you move up towards your shoulders. See if you can soften your shoulders somewhat. And then gently moving your focus from your shoulders towards your elbows, again scanning. It's a very deliberate, meticulous method of simply noticing anything within the body that draws your attention. From your elbows moving down towards your wrists. Notice the palms of your hands. And then noticing the fingers on your hands. And then gently bring your focus towards your eyes. Notice the sensations around your eyes. Behind your eyes. Recognizing the awareness. Aware of your eyelids or the back of your eyelids. And then as you breathe out, you allow your eyes to soften, relax, bringing your focus in towards your mouth. Begin with noticing your lips, just the sensations around your lips. Where are the sensations more intense? On the side of your lips or the front of your lips? And then gently bringing your focus within your mouth. And just notice the sensations. Roof of your mouth, inside cheeks, tongue. Does your tongue feel firm or does it feel soft? Allow it to soften. Allow your jaw to soften. And then as you breathe out, you allow your face to soften. Next breath in, becoming aware of your whole body as best as you can. Anything dominant that draws your attention? Now we bring our focus to our inner space. As you breathe in, becoming aware of your inner space as best as you can. Bringing your focus first towards your mental space. In this moment, do you feel attentive or do you feel distracted? Do you feel alert or do you feel drowsy? Is there anything dominant, any dominant thought? And then gently bringing your focus to your chest. Holding your awareness on the surface of your chest. Allowing your chest, your breath to breathe by itself. And begin to notice the relationship between the breath and the movement. Notice how the chest expands as the breath comes in. And as the breath leaves, the chest relaxes. See if you can notice the sensations around your ribs. Notice they're just movement with the breath, but even subtle sensations change with the breath. Now bringing your focus a bit deeper into yourself. Your heart center. And you're going to hold your awareness there as best as you can, right at your very core. And as you hold your awareness there, begin to notice how you're actually feeling right now. Do you feel settled? Do you feel calm? Do you feel irritated, unsettled? And on your next breath out, you open your awareness to all the sounds around you. Allow any sound and every sound to come to you. No need to look for it, no need to judge it, but simply listen, being present to the moment, allowing this moment to enter silence. Listening, being present, non-judgmental listening. Gently bring your focus beneath your nose, anchoring your awareness with your breath. And begin to watch the movement of your breath. Allow the breath to breathe by itself, holding your focus with a little bit of effort and commitment just beneath your nose. Watching the in-breath from the start till the end, watching the out-breath from the start till the end, as best as you can. Stay with your breath. Notice the in-breath as a start and an end, the out-breath as a start and an end. Bringing your focus to your out-breath in particular, begin to follow it all the way. Notice when it finishes by itself. Notice there's a tiny little gap at the end of the out-breath before the in-breath begins. See if you can notice that. moving deeper and deeper into the present, alert, relaxed, present. Notice how your breath has changed. How does it feel now? Light or heavy? Long or short? Does your breath feel fast or does it feel slow? Now, as best as you can, focus on the sound of your breath. You're focused, totally focused on just the sound of your breath. Listening. Notice how the intention to listen concentrates our awareness. On your next breath out, with that same concentration, open your awareness to all the sounds around you. Listening. Listening to the sounds which are close to you, listening to the sounds which are further away from you. And then using the sound of the bell, continue listening into the silence. Gently bring your focus to your experience. Does it feel peaceful? Does it feel calm? Does it feel silent? Does it feel still? Gently bringing your focus beneath your nose and sitting with your breath in silence. Next breath out, expanding your awareness to include your body as best as you can. Notice how the body feels. Any sensation that draws your attention, pain, ache, tightness, stiffness. Bringing your focus to the chair, the seat you're on. Once again, notice you're held, supported, sensations where your body makes contact with your seat. From those sensations, becoming aware of our hips, moving down towards our thighs. Remember, you're still scanning. From your knees, allow this awareness to drift down, scanning the calf, scanning the shin, coming to your ankles. Notice your feet. Notice the front of your feet. Notice the heel. And then bringing your focus to the soles of your feet. Coming back to the seat you're on. Notice your back is straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are comfortable, relaxed. Your eyes are still shut, your mouth is still shut. And your face is relaxed, coming back to your breath. And now as the breath enters, you can sense your body. As the breath leaves, you can sense your body. Breathing in, you sense your body. Breathing out, you sense your body. And then bringing the intention to smile. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes.